So the major 7 chord is one of these things, one of those chord shapes and sounds that you can come a little bit unstuck with. Now, the general idea, if I've got, maybe let's work with C major 7, you've changed one of the notes in that chord. And it's actually the top C, you've moved down a semitone to a B in this case. Now, we have that sort of nice sort of dreamy tonality there. But it only works if the major 7th component, which is that B, is below, is above your root of C. So it wouldn't really work. It's a different chord actually, that's C and C over B. So if I had C major 7 up here, and I decided that I was going to do this, that doesn't work because you have this interval, which is called the minor 9th interval. You've taken away the magic of that 7th. By putting it right next to the C, or you've actually put it other way around. There we go, you've put it there. So all of those, they work. But this one doesn't work because of that interval. Now, there is an alternative to a major 7, and it's called the 6-9 chord, and it actually offers a similar sort of tonality, a similar sound. There are varying reasons for that, to things like the harmonic series. But here is C major 7, and that is C6 with a 9. So you've got C, there's your C chord, C, E and G, and then you've got your A and D. So there's no B in sight at all. And that also means that you don't have this same problem with trying to play the root above your major 7th. So there's a C, C6 with a 9 chord. So it gives a very similar sound to that major 7. I've actually got a sort of a combination here. I've actually got C6 with a 9, there's your G, which is in your C chord, and then your B at the top, which is your major 7. So you can actually do both at once, but if you use that 7th, you can't have the root above it. Lots of, I mean, you know, I suppose a major 7 thing that is very commonly played in bands is Valerie. So you've got the E flat major 7. And then you've got your F minor 7. A flat major 7, G minor 7. So there's your major 7 shape. Now on guitar, if you've got a bar chord of G like that, the way to play a major 7 is not to do to actually do your, because that's the problem you've got. What you can actually do is shift the bar so that you keep your finger on the 3rd fret there, but you move to the 2nd fret there, so you're covering 2 different fret spaces, and then you put the shape on in between. And then you mute the 5th string, the A string, by just resting your 1st finger on it as you're playing the G there. And that means you've got a foolproof way of playing a major 7 without coming unstuck with that sort of... There's various ways of playing that major 7 as well. But if you come unstuck with a major 7, or it doesn't quite work, sometimes people play a major 7 at the end. Why don't you come on over, If you listen to the original, Valerie, hey, Amy Winehouse is sort of working with that major seventh tonality. She's not singing the root, but some people, why don't you come on over, Valerie? It kind of grates. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? There are also other ways of playing a major seventh. If we've got, let's go back to C major 7. It's like playing an E minor chord, but with a C in the bass. Some people find that easier to sort of work with when they're working with other intervals, like an E minor chord here. If I was to stick a C at the bottom, you've got your C major 7. So that is also E minor. Stick a C at the bottom, you get your C major 7. So sometimes if you remember the relationship between a major 7 and a minor chord, but with different notes, it means you can get all sorts of other voicing. So C major 7's got an E minor chord. Just work with that to start with. You know, C major 7, just practice your E minor shapes. That E is quite low though. But if I was to just do that, put the C at the bottom, without the 6th string E sounding, you get your C major 7. When you're soloing over a major 7, you could use the blues scale on E. So if I just I'll just record. Let's take the drums away that I had last time for the other tune. I'll just undo that and just mute those. So I've just got this. I've just got my C major 7 chord. I'm just going to clean that up. So I'm going to record a few bars of that. There's my C major 7 that I just strummed. As you could tell, I strummed it 3 times, just ignored the metronome and switched it off halfway through. This is GarageBand iOS 11 for iPad or iPhone. Very useful to practice along with. You can just record your chords and then have a go at soloing over the top. Immensely useful practice aid, really, this. So I'm just going to select another amp, maybe I'll pick a clean one, just so that we can hear the notes more effectively. And I'm going to put a reverb on, a bit more output level, so that I can hear what I'm doing over those chords. So. So I had my C major 7 chord, and I had an E minor blues scale. Nestled in that E minor blues scale were the 6th and the 9th that I described just now. You've got the C major 7, and you've got the E and the A, which are your, E, A and D, which are your 3rd, 6th and 9th respectively. There's your 3rd, there's the 6th, and there's your 9th. So that's the reason it works very well over both of those chords, and why both chords have a very similar effect, because they contain the same notes in your parent scale. you just practice that for other pairs, like G major 7, for example, would have a B minor blues scale. And you can just record various chords and just play with that. So you can sort of work that out. If you go up 2 letters from your C major 7, you get C, D, E. But it has to be 2 whole steps, C to D, D to E. So, for example, F, F to G, G to A. But if you had something like B flat major 7, you'd have to go up a step from B flat, which gives you C, and then another step which gives you D. So sometimes the sharps and the flats won't correlate, especially with the B and the B flat. But any of those major 7 chords, if you use a blues scale, it's a really nice sort of dreamy sort of sound. So there we go. There is your C major 7 with your E minor blues scale. That E minor blues scale also avoids the root. You remember how we were saying that the root of this chord doesn't sound any good when it's above that major 7. But with an E minor blues scale, the C isn't there. There's your C, which is not included. If I was to play that, it just tramples all over the sort of harmony underneath, and it just grates. You get your B with your C like that. Other way round is fine, especially when you stick fingers in between. So there we go. There's a bit of C major 7, well, major 7 harmony and soloing for you.